This week's sculptures were inspired by a haul that I did with new glazes for my birthday, and I just needed something to give me the excuse to try them all out, but I didn't want to make some simple cups, so I decided to make some friends. I lovingly call these guys the ASTROKITTIES. Some of them are sleepy little moons, some are stars, and some are suns. And I tried to match them up with the appropriate glazes that I thought would look good with them. I got some crystal glazes from the Coyote line, which are honestly my favorite now. And I got the new Amaco Cosmos glazes, which are crazy. They're a bit finicky to work with, as you'll see at the end, but they're so worth it. They give like this raku kind of look without it being raku. They're all cone 5-6 glazes. The Coyote glazes say that they're slow cool, but I just throw them in on my regular cone 6 glaze firing, and they always turn out so beautiful. So I'm a big fan of sculpting some friends to put around your office. If you're an adult and you don't have any cute little things that are in your office or sprinkled around your home, you're really missing out. I am such a big fan of dopamine decor, and ever since I started making these little friends to put around my home, life has gotten so much better. I don't know, they just make me so happy when I see them in my office. I highly recommend either making yourself a little friend or grabbing one from your favorite artist. So they don't look like it, but these, of course, are hollow. Everything in ceramics needs to be hollow. But I was also experimenting a little bit because I did not poke a hole in these guys. A lot of people will say that you can't fire things without a hole for the gases or the moisture to escape when you put them into the kiln, but I'm a fan of screwing around and finding out, learning the rules to see if you can break them. And with the moisture issue in mind, I just made sure that these were very, very, very dry before I put them into the kiln. And yeah, none of them exploded, none of them cracked. I didn't have any issues. Probably my favorite part of ceramics is all of the tiny little decorations. Glazing is probably my least favorite, but I really love how glazes look at the end, so it is worth it. And unfortunately, a lot of glazes cover up all the tiny little details, so when you're sculpting, you do have to keep that in mind because glaze is thick and it covers up the details. But if you don't want to cover up your details, then you can obviously always use just underglaze, because that's sort of like an acrylic paint and it doesn't get all globby after the kiln. It stays exactly how you put it on. I made these guys with the big bug eyes because I knew that I would be playing with my new gold luster and giving them starry eyes. I'm pretty bummed that they have discontinued the gold luster from Mako. I'm hoping that another company comes out with something comparable. If you have an experience with anything new for gold lusters, let us know in the comments which your favorite is, because I haven't found a good replacement yet. So these are 100% non-functional. Unless you count happiness, then they are 100% functional because I love these little guys. I call them the ASTROKITTIES because they slightly resemble a kitty with the double ears, sort of. But they're definitely made with more of a, I don't know, a cute little creature from another planet that came over for a tea party in mind. I will list the actual glazes that I used in the description below. I would say they're all very worth figuring out, and they definitely all require test tiles, but also make sure your test tiles are either on top of a cookie or some sort of drip tray, because all of these glazes are very runny and I may or may not have had to do some dremeling. As you can see, my glaze goes all the way to the bottom on these, and what you're not seeing is the sanded off bottoms because there were definitely some drips, so you're gonna have to keep that in mind. But all in all, very worth it, and I love these glazes so much. They're going to be very hard to beat. Let me know what your favorite glazes or glaze combos are in the comments below, because I do have some shopping to do and I might need to add them to my cart.